This is the iFootage TA3B, an aluminium tripod with a few tricks up its sleeve. And I think it might become my main tripod for general filming. And if you stick around, I'm going to tell you why. So first of all, let's get into the specs. Now, at the shortest compact size, it's 555mm tall. But when it's fully extended, it goes all the way up to 1500mm, which is 1.5 meters. And it's small enough to fit inside your carry-on luggage if you're flying. And it's fairly light at 1.5 kilograms, but being aluminium, it's actually also really strong. So they haven't skimped out and made it really thin and flimsy. It's quite robust. So the feet are rounded rubber stoppers on the bottom. So there's plenty of grip there. And if you're on sort of rough terrain, these pop off and reveal some spikes. So you can also spike it into the ground if you so choose. And then you just pop those back on and away you go. The latches to operate the tripod are really reassuring and easy to operate. And when they're locked down, they really are locked down tight. Everything's really nicely machined, and of course, if over time it ever comes loose, you're not stuffed. You can actually tighten them all up here, and that brings me on to my next point. It comes with this tool magnetized into the side of the head here, and you can use that to tighten these up. You can also pull this latch out. With this mechanism, you can extend it all the way to this sort of width if you want to set the camera really low to the ground. That's a really robust metal hook that's quite thick, but you can really put a lot of weight on there to hold it down. So your bag, essentially, you can put your camera bag in there to hold the weight down, which just improves stability of the tripod overall. In my experience, when I've used small travel tripods like this, the heads on them, they don't really tend to work that well. So I just assumed this could be the same. This is actually quite good. It really did impress me. And that's why it's possibly going to become my main tripod. If you've got smaller setups, maybe just your camera with a monitor on top, this is going to be able to handle those. And it actually has a really nice action to it. So when you pull it all the way down like this, you can see it starts to level itself off. And the same if you push it forward, it'll start to level back the other way there. Of course, you've got your rotation here as well with markings, so you know exactly how far. You can measure it if you need to, and then quickly pan between them. So with your pan and your tilt, you can make all these smooth movements. And seriously, it's really impressive how well this works. And this tripod head is definitely video capable, which generally these smaller tripods are only suited for photography. This one is good for video too. This is why I really, really like it. And of course, them going for an Arca Swiss, which is readily available. In fact, my camera cage has an Arca Swiss built in, which means it can slot straight on top of this. When you're filming on uneven ground, it's got a spirit level bubble here built into it, plus this really nice big shiny red knob here that you unscrew, and that gives you freedom to rotate, and that is really smooth as well. So what you do is you catch your balance here, find the spirit level, get it to the middle, tighten it up. It means that when you rotate around, it's going to be level all the way around. So of course, if you want to loosen it off, you can do. There's a rubber ring here that grips around, that grips hold of this when it's tightened on. And that means that if you do have your own tripod head that you want to put on here, you can do that. You can change the head on it. Also, it means that you can use this head on a bigger tripod, like one of these small rig, I think they're called free blazers. So I've got this small rig free blazer here, and you can put it on like so. Let's loosen this off. And then you've got a really sweet little head on a big tripod if you need more height or more stability than the smaller tripod can offer. Obviously this looks a bit overkill, but For certain setups, I would definitely consider this. The GoPro 12 now having the mounting screw hole in the bottom means that you can attach this plate to your GoPro. And then with this supplied Allen key, I was able to tighten it on there. And then looky, we now have a tripod for your GoPro. So if you want to do those time lapses, or you want to just film and do some nice pans with the GoPro, or even tilting and panning with a GoPro to your heart's content, this works well for that. And it doesn't look too bad, does it? It actually kind of fits. Also, if you want to use it as a selfie stick as well, it's light enough to do that. I suppose the bottom line is, generally, you wouldn't be using a tripod with a GoPro, but sometimes you might. And it's nice to know that this fits the bill for that. And, you know, it's well designed for that kind of thing. Of course, you can also take this head off and put it on a smaller tripod if you want it really to fit in with the aesthetic of a GoPro, and use some sort of micro tripod that you have that has a screw hole in the bottom of it. So, who is this tripod for? I would say this tripod is perfect for any individuals that want a travel tripod that they can take all around the world with them. It's reliable, robust, really well manufactured, and it's got a lot of attention to detail with regards to design to give you so many features, more features than you'd expect from a tripod in this price range, and a carbon fiber rod built in there. And so having the tilt mechanism, the pan mechanism, the balancing head, everything built in, the included Arca Swiss plate, the fact that it takes Arca Swiss, having the built-in Allen key, a really robust hook in the bottom, I'd say this tripod would be probably welcome in most videographer and photographers' set. Now, it works perfectly for those lighter traveling days where you don't need something like a really robust video tripod. But what don't I like about it? What could I see being improved? So the only thing that I wish was different, if I'm honest, is that the other mechanism style they have on some of their other tripods, it is quicker to go between these states and it's a bit less awkward. I have to be honest, I would prefer it to be the other style. Although I do like this style, it's fine, but it's just, sometimes it's about those extra few seconds. But other than that, I think it's a really worthy inclusion to anyone's setup. So if you want to check this out in further detail, then definitely check out the links in the description below. And as ever, I'll see you on the next one.